Hello Whovians, I'm Andrew, and with the imminent debut of a brand new Doctor, it's the perfect opportunity to hop in the TARDIS and look back at how the Time Lord has changed over the years.
Hold on there, please, madam. I need you to do as I say. This could be a potential crime
Why are you calling me
scene.
madam?
Because you're a woman.
Am I? Does it suit me?
Every time the Gallifreyan regenerates, we get a fresh star, interesting companions, and most importantly, an all-new wardrobe. So grab your sonic screwdriver, straighten your bow tie, and lace up your chucks, because this week on Yellow Spandex, we're diving into the evolution of the Doctor. Let's start with the swinging 60s in what we're gonna call the frilly suit era. The first Doctor, as portrayed by William Hartnell, was actually kind of a dick.
You think so?
He was rude, impatient, and had such an air of superiority to him, which his elegant Edwardian suit matched to a T. He eventually softened up a bit, but when Hartnell's health began to fail in real life, the producers were forced to come up with one of the most brilliant plot devices ever to justify a casting change: regeneration. We learn that Time Lords have the ability to reform their physical body in response to injury, trauma, or old age. So when the first Doctor collapsed after saving the world from Cybermen, he was reborn with a more youthful appearance and whimsical personality. Patrick Troughton's second Doctor was more lighthearted and fun than the original incarnation.
We'll see about that.
Here we go again.
I wonder what it'll be this time. Yes, I wonder.
And with his shaggy Beatles hair, rumpled suit, and big baggy plaid trousers, he looked more like Charlie Chaplin than a cantankerous grandpa. Troughton quickly grew fed up with the workload of a weekly series, so he was replaced by John Pertwee as the aristocratic Third Doctor.
Joe, it's all quite simple. I am he, and he is me.
We are all together, Goo Goo Kichu.
What?
It's a song by the Beatles.
How does it go? Oh, please be quiet.
Who was equal parts frustrated by his exile to Earth and enchanted with the authority his new job as the head of unit afforded him.
All right. I suppose you want to see my pass. Yes, well, I haven't got one, and I'm not going to tell you my name either. Now, you just tell Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart that I want to see him. Well, don't just stand there arguing with me, man. Get on with it.
Along with the sweet ride, a new uniform, a dandy velvet suit, and ruffled cuffs with a puffy shirt that would make Jerry Seinfeld jealous. And I don't know if the huge lapels or giant hair clued you in, but we're in the 70s now, baby, and as Doctor Who left the black and white era behind, the next generations of Doctor fashion would be defined by colors and question marks. There have been so many different Doctors throughout the years, it's kind of hard to pin down one that represents the series as a whole. But for a lot of fans, Tom Baker's Fourth Doctor is the icon to which all others are compared. And whenever you see Doctor Who parodied on shows like The Simpsons or Futurama, odds are it's the Fourth Doctor making a cameo. His wide-brimmed hat and extremely lengthy scarf were based on French nightclub posters, which suited Baker's bohemian take on the character.
Doctor, you're being childish.
Well, of course I am. There's no point in being grown up if you can't be childish sometimes.
His aloof performance made the Gallifreyan truly feel alien for the first time, and his colorful scarf became the Doctor's calling card. The actor served for 7 years, and to this day he holds the record for longest portrayal of the Doctor. The producers knew they would have a hard time filling his boots when the time came to regenerate, so they made the Fifth Doctor as different as possible. Well, as different as you can make one white guy turning into another white guy. Peter Davison was young, and he was sensitive, and he was vulnerable.
Stop, please. You're making me dizzy.
And with his blonde hair and sick chiseled jaw, he was what passed for handsome man in Britain at the time. Don't at me. Dr. Five was a big fan of cricket, and his costume was pretty much the same whites that cricketers wear on the pitch. The uber preppy look was topped off with a Panama hat and a coat, to which the Doctor affixed a stalk of celery that helps save him from poison gas.
And then what do you do?
I eat the celery.
The reign of the Fifth Doctor is also where branding concerns began to enter the picture. You gotta build that brand. Since it's hard to trademark and merchandise a character who doesn't really have a name or has the same face for more than 7 years. Like the Fourth Doctor before him, he incorporated question marks on his shirt collar, and occasionally rocked a pair of suspenders adorned with his brand new logo. Colin Baker's Sixth Doctor continued with the motif, although the branding was hard to notice beneath his garish rainbow coat, blazing polka dot cravats, and a cute little cat button. Little cat button. The Sixth Doctor's bizarre fashion sense was justified by producers as basically, he's an alien. Why the f would an alien have good taste? The Seventh Doctor's duds were slightly more subdued, although there's nothing subtle about Sylvester McCoy's sweater covered in zigzagging question marks or his jaunty umbrella with a very on-brand handle. It is literally a question mark. Any chance they got, any single chance, fire their branding department. Now, before we enter the modern era, we should shout out two cracks in time. There's the Eighth Doctor, who came about as the result of a 1996 made-for-TV movie that was intended to introduce the extremely British show to the US audience.
Oh my God! God, no!
Paul McGann's retro-styled romantic Doctor was literally dressed like a cowboy, since after his regeneration he grabbed a Wild Bill Hickok costume that just happened to be at the hospital. He was canned after the movie failed to hit it big in America, but the Eighth Doctor lived on through comics, books, and radio shows for years. McGann finally returned to the screen in 2013 in a short where he regenerated into John Hurt's War Doctor, a retconned renegade warrior decked in grizzled leather. He pretty much just looked like an old football.
Oh, wouldn't that be black and white with little things on it?
He looked like an old American football. After the failed movie, the franchise lay dormant for 9 years, until it was finally revitalized in 2005. The new series took Doctor Who to new heights of worldwide fame, but the Doctor's colorful costumes were seemingly left in the past, replaced by modern drab. Christopher Eccleston's Ninth Doctor has the dubious honor of having the shortest tenure of any Time Lord, 1 season, and the plainest costume. The buzz-cut black leather jacket and V-neck combo was perfectly suited for the Doctor's angsty personality, although he softens up toward the end thanks to the connection he shares with his companion Rose. The 10th Doctor, as played by David Tennant,
I'm the Doctor. I'm a Time Lord. I'm from the planet Gallifrey in the constellation of Kasterborous. I'm 903 years old, and I'm the man who's going to save your lives and all 6 billion people on the planet below.
Was the height of mid-2000s geek chic, with a haphazardly buttoned pinstripe suit, a brown overcoat he claims was given to him by Janis Joplin.
I love that coat. Janis Joplin gave me that coat.
And some tortoiseshell, brainy specs that made him look rather clever.
Oh, lovely!
Most notably, the 10th Doctor was rarely seen without his trademark Chuck Taylors, even though his alternate selves were unimpressed with his choice of footwear.
He's cool, isn't he cool? I'm the Doctor and I'm all cool. Oops, I'm wearing sand shoes.
Matt Smith's 11th Doctor debuted with a preppy tweed jacket and trousers, and after a while he upgraded his outfit with a cashmere frock coat to look more formal. It kind of resembled a cross between the 2nd Doctor and Willy Wonka. It was a good look.
Strike that. Reverse it. This way, please.
One constant throughout Smith's tenure was his fixation on a variety of hats, from fezzes to Stetsons to stovepipes. But the 11th Doctor's signature accessory has to be his beloved bow ties.
Including the bow tie.
Yeah, it's cool. Bow ties are cool.
Are you from another planet?
Yeah.
They're the keystone of his entire wardrobe, and the last thing he does before he regenerates is to remove it, and it's real sad.
No. Please don't change.
That allowed Peter Capaldi's 12th Doctor to start fresh with his own identity. The older Doctor took a stripped-down back-to-basics approach to his wardrobe with dark colors, muted tones, and an occasional hoodie to contrast with his more flamboyant predecessors. He even had this one really cool shirt that was knitted in like cotton and like it was like black and it had holes in it so it looked like stars. He was really trendy old guy. Although he kept some theatrical flair with the red lining of his Crombie coat and those badass sonic shades that really divided the audience.
Don't look at my browser history.
Whoa.
Yeah, I said don't.
The 12th Doctor was mortally wounded in battle with the Cybermen, and when he finally allowed himself to regenerate after having a hearts-to-hearts with the very first Doctor, the resulting regeneration was unlike anything we'd seen in the 55-year history of the franchise. The 13th Doctor. The idea of changing the Doctor's gender originated in the 80s, when the producers first floated the idea of replacing the iconic 4th Doctor with a woman. Judging from the Absolutely tone-deaf, jokey, short they released, the show wasn't quite ready for that responsibility yet. But after the Doctor's nemesis, the Master, was regenerated into Missy in 2014, the stage was set to debut an all-new incarnation. In a decision I can only characterize as
brilliant.
Jodie Whittaker's 13th Doctor might be taking the Time Lord in a completely new direction, but her colorful wardrobe is harkening back to the beloved 80s era, with baggy blue culottes, a light-colored coat, and suspenders over a rainbow-striped shirt. It's a comforting, familiar throwback to help ease fans who need it into the Doctor's bold new direction. Only time will tell how long Whittaker lasts before the next regeneration, but with this huge leap forward in representation, I've never been more excited for the future of Doctor Who. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. I've been dying to do some Doctor Who for a while, and I could be persuaded into doing a How to Kill the Doctor. Let me know if you want some more Doctor Who in your timeline. Leave me your thoughts on the season premiere. As always, please subscribe to NowThis Nerd, and remember, don't blink. Blink and you're dead.
Good luck.